New turbo setup for the Camaro. Little Chinese turbo. Should be everything I need. Got it inside in the spare bedroom right now. Don't tell the wife. Also comes with the, they appear to be hooker manifolds. So it'll get the turbo lower where the other one was sitting too high. Front mount intercooler. Everything I need to hook it up. And, you know, it'll go with the Terminator X system. It's going to be sweet. Can't wait. What's up, everybody? Here we are. This episode of Schaefer Customs. We're back on the Camaro. Got the wife over there waiting to help me pull the hood off. As you guys can see, it's been quite a while since I've done anything with it. It's pretty... Should be a crime how much dirt's covered on it. You know, it looks like a barn find now. Even got some bird poop on the damn hood. I'm sure that's really good for the paint. But so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started back on this. I got the over here Terminator X system in the dash. Basically, we're gonna pull the hood off and put the hood up over here, and then the wife's got to go back in with the kids. She's babysitting. And then I'm gonna start ripping the other turbo and everything off, and yeah, see where we get from there. A little Voodoo Ranger action. A couple wobble pops. All right. Yeah, haven't looked at that in a while.
Bye.
All right, everybody say bye to the wife. Oh. How good you guys can see that. The camera girl's inside and doing her homework, so. Yeah, there it is. You know, it's the LS, it's 5.3 with an LS1 intake. Everything out of the Firebird. You know, I've said it a million times, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dig into this. We're gonna tear it apart. The little shop is pretty crowded in here, but turn the heat down too. We manage, you know. Still better than the snowbank. So yeah, it's like I said, it's 5.3. So the headers. Let's get over here. Figure out our little game plan. So this is the other turbo. There's really nothing wrong with it. Oh man, you just can't keep these out of here. There's leaves. So like I was saying, it's a brand new turbo. Well, brand new to me. Slightly used when I got it. There's really nothing wrong with it other than the headers that it came with. I don't like how they got it up so high, so it actually hits my cowl hood. And I refuse to cut my cowl hood, so. And I still needed the drain line, my feed line. There's the belt for it. Let's get that out of the way. So the feed line was too short. It wouldn't reach all the way down, so I would have had to get a new feed line anyway. So, plus I didn't have any of the piping. I did have an intercooler. So it's pretty crowded in here right now. Show you that intercooler. I did pick up an intercooler. It was probably too small anyway. But, you know, front mount intercooler. I'm guessing probably 8 inches if you ask me. No, it's probably like 2 inches. It is a JDM though. Really, really good condition. Really nice intercooler, but it's probably too small anyway. But like I said, I didn't have any of the piping. So I did the right thing and I just bought a whole nother turbo kit. You know what I mean? Why not? It's only money. Can't take it with you. But so it's a front mount intercooler kit. I hope it works. We're gonna find out. If not, I'm gonna modify it. But that other one comes with everything: the feed line, the return line, the fitting. That one was run through the timing cover. I'm actually probably gonna drop the pan because I really don't want to pull all the front accessories off if I don't have to. Because then water pump gaskets, and then I gotta pull the harmonic balancer off. And I know, you're being lazy. But I'm hoping I can pull the pan off with the motor still in there. We'll get to that. It's going to wind up being a couple of videos anyway. Like I said, I got the car running 2 years ago with just the motor in it. And then I slapped on, I went, instead of finishing the clutch system and the brakes, I went, shiny button, and I seen the turbo. So I bought the turbo. What am I going to do with it? Honestly, I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll slap this turbo set up, obviously with a different set of headers on the 57. I don't know yet, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to delete all this, find out all this other stuff that's just been sitting on here for years. Well, I worked on the 57. Worked on the kid's car, worked on the wife's vehicle, I worked on my truck. Everything but my poor Camaro. It's just, you can see me over there. It's just been sitting in here and neglected and made me feel bad. So, yeah. We're going to go ahead and start tearing into this bad boy. We'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and start with the light side. Pluck this header back off. You know, just pretty sure it's just like a Chinese, you know, no name turbo, but I'm going to hang on to it. I'm just going to run the other one. You know what I mean? The other one actually has a smaller exhaust side, so I think that means it'll spool up faster. You know, let me know down in the comments. Like I said, this is my first LS swap, my first turbo build, so you know. Oh, somebody's here. They know where the door is. But yeah, we're gonna pull this all off. I got the whole other set. Super excited about the Terminator system. I know a lot of people have already had it. Feel free to let me know down in the comments if I'm doing it wrong. Take off our brand new ARP bolts. We'll go ahead and put them over here and lose them, of course. You know. It's been a long time coming. The car's been just sitting here waiting. You know. Hoping the front mount works. I'll probably wind up having to take the bumper off. You know, there's going to be a couple videos anyway. I'm sure, because I still want to get the... So I'm going to wind up taking the whole harness back out. This harness right here is... It's all out of the Firebird. It does run if I put the tank back in it, and I could fire it up. But I want to go back with the stock setup. You know, it's just better. So, like I said before, it's just money. You can't take it with you. You just gotta spend it in the right spots. My problem is, I'll be like, oh, see a hot rod, and then I spend my money on something else, and the car waits, and yeah, y'all know how that goes. I can't be the only one, right? But keeps us busy, right? Keeps us out of trouble. Keeps our pockets empty. But pretty cool. Something I've always wanted to do. You know, and obviously I still got to do the whole clutch system because I converted it from a 4-speed to the 6-speed. So I started doing the conversion with the hydraulic system, and then shiny button. You know, I didn't fully finish that. I hopped on something else. You know, we're gonna go ahead and get this yoinked out of here, and of course the header's wrapped in the heat wrap, so get that all over you. It's nice and itchy. Remember if this is the top or down to the bottom. Looks like it goes out the bottom. Of course the car's on the ground, so might have to jack it up a little bit. Throw the jack under there, get her up in the air a little bit. Yeah, what are y'all working on today? You know, lately. I haven't made a video in a while. I'm busy, we redid my daughter's room. And then I went over and did a bunch of work at my father's. He had some medical issues, so I went over to try to be a helpful son and clean his house up a little bit better, so be safer for him when he got home. I got videos of that on there. It ain't perfect, but you know, we're not professionals. We're the get it done kind of type. Like I was saying, there's the header. Really is, you know, pretty high quality. Well, pretty good quality. Nice super thick flange. I like that. Well, this part is anyway. This is, you know, it's a nice little kit. We'll just start piling stuff up in the catch-all corner. Sure, everybody's got one of them, huh? Alright, so we got that off. One wire. Maybe we're going to start unhooking the harness as well. Because we got the whole new harness. I want to start trying to install that too, so. I've already gone through when I pulled this out of the Firebird. I tried to label everything as good as I can. You know, it just always seems to help. Unhook all the injectors. Unhook the coil pack. You don't know how it goes. We just unhook wires and shove them out of the way. Rip our skin open. That's why we do it, right? And then, doesn't look like I have the right injectors. The good thing is we got Fat Boy sitting over here. It's got brand new EV6 injectors in it. So we'll wind up having to swap those over. Hopefully they're the same length. If not, you know, they sell them every day, but oil pressure. Map. Got a ground on the back side here. Got knock sensors. Make sure that's what those are for. Grab a wrench for the ground. Get that off. Always gotta throw the wrench on the ground. You wanna hold that for me? Thanks. Oh. Dropping wrenches all the time. See, I had to grab two different sizes and still got the wrong one. Got a little bloody knuckle. Let me wipe that off. I want to show that on the old YouTube. Get censored. Y'all know how that goes. So yeah, we got the harness off. Turn that heat down a little bit. I'm sweating. Woo. So for now, I'm just gonna kind of shove her up and out over here because I still got it hooked up to the transmission because it is the whole harness, so it's still tied to the body harness and everything too. I'm just gonna unhook most of it, flop it up and out of the way, and then we'll get into the terminator system. Lay it out. Get this out of the way. Lay it out, you know, should be super easy, so they say. I think I can take this all out as one unit. It's gonna be super heavy altogether. The exhaust is unhooked. While I tear into this, I'm gonna grab my drink back from you guys. Thank you, I appreciate it. Cheers. And you know, we're gonna keep digging into this, and we'll have the turbo off in a second. Y'all still there? Yeah, we're still sweating in the garage in the wintertime. So the little grill's working pretty good right now, but it helps it's not so cold out. But yeah, we're still plucking away on these bolts. Had to step inside for a minute. You know, nature was calling. You know, it's a lot harder to get these bolts out with the turbo in the way too. It would have just made more sense to pull it all off, but just contort our arms. And so yeah, this one's probably going to just be mostly mock-up. You're going to have to follow along as we throw it all back together. Right now we're just going to try not to drop our nice ARP bolts. I got one left. Hopefully I don't drop the whole setup. I've already dropped the wrench like 15 times. Like I said a million times, usually I got music playing. That's the, you know, I don't want to get sued for any of that, so. Sorry if it gets a little boring, but we're going to keep plucking away at it. Did that other side have a gasket on it? I wasn't even paying attention. Did you guys see if that had a gasket on it? Yeah, it's there. Alright. Yeah, I heard you telling me it was there. You're right. Oh. I was like, why would I put it on with no gasket? I got the other turbo set up in the house in the spare bedroom. Ran that up there when the wife wasn't paying attention. Shop's just plumb full. You know, I got this little 16 by 16 and it fills up quick. But we get a lot done in here. You know, you don't need a big old place. It's nice to have though. I mean, trust me, I'd love to have a couple bays. Then you know what happens with a couple bays? We fill it up quick. You know, what are you gonna do? But yeah, it's still nice having a shop. It's my first shop. I know I've said it in my other videos, but you know, it's awesome. We're right there at the limit. Of course, I can only get a quarter turn. I already got the harness half off, but what do you guys think? Should I test fit the turbo and everything before we do the harness? I mean, the harness is pretty much on top of the motor. Map sensor, cam, knock sensors, are everything are in the back. So it should just lay across the front, or the top here. And then of course the front part. And then of course, this is the stock throttle body here. So the boot from the other one, I think it was a 102. I want to say it was like a Fab Tech intake that he had on that one. I didn't wind up buying that. I kind of like this one. Obviously it's not going to hold a shit ton of boost, but it should hold some. I mean, like I said, it's a stock motor, stock bottom end. I know. You should pull it apart while you're ahead and put a turbo cam in it, do the springs, do everything. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna try to keep the boost down. You know, we'll see how it goes. I got Fat Boy Jr., so another 5.3. That one's got a comp cam in it, 600 lift, 243 heads ported or decked down to 61cc. It's got upgraded springs, new oil pump, cam. Did the, was that DFM? It's been a couple years since I put it together. The where they got the bad lifters. Replaced all that. It's got the plate on top. I got the harness for it. I got the stock computer. It had been sent out, and you know the code's taken off of it. It just needs push rods and rockers, and it should fire up. But the good thing about that Terminator X system is it'll actually work on this, which is a 24 reluctor, and that's a what are they, 54s, 52s. But you just gotta get the adapter to go for a cam from here to here. They sell an adapter extension, or extension wire there. Uh-oh. Oh. I think that's the last bolt. Alright. Oh yeah, she's heavy. Oh. Oh. Whew. Ah, there she is. Bring that over here and show you guys. Nice and light little guy. Yeah. I like the heat shield on it. Woo, that's heavy. Please don't fall. Oh. Man, look at all that room for activities, huh? Just like that, we're naturally aspirated again. Yup. On to the next thing. So we'll bring you back in a couple minutes, and you know, all right, we're back. So I got the harness all unhooked. I just flopped it up here for now. Like I said, it's still hooked to the transmission, plus it's still hooked to the body harness. But theoretically, we should be able to grab the Terminator X system and we'll go ahead and start laying that out. Now, yeah, granted, you don't have to run a Terminator X system. They got plenty different, you know, setups you can run. Obviously, you can run a stock setup. With the computer, I got her hiding over there. But it's just something I've always wanted. You know, so we already did an unboxing video of it. You can go back in my videos and watch that if you want. I mean, there's 9 million videos on the Terminator X system, so they're not as cool as mine though, right? Yeah, thanks. So, basics. Like I said, I've never done one of these, so feel free to hop in the comments, but you know, try to keep it nice. Popping my cherry on this one. But it should be plug and play, right? Obviously, there's a lot I need to learn, especially with tuning and, you know, all the different map sensors and all the other stuff. But you know what I always tell my kids? Best way to learn is hands-on. You know, you just get out there and don't be afraid to try it. I mean, somebody's always going to say something, right? But let me just... What a nice quality setup. You know, I mean, I really do like it. It's pretty put together really nice. You got your relays and everything in there. I'm going to go ahead and guess that goes to the computer. Like I said, it's my first time, so... But... Oh, it's so nice though. You know, they label it all. TPS, fuel. Guessing that's for if you have a fuel pressure regulator, maybe. IAC, idle air control. CTS. What is that? I don't know, I hear you guys yelling at me. I got a brain fart right now, but we'll come back to that one. And then you got your mass air. MAT. Is that mass air? MAT? I don't know, they got a book. I didn't read it though. You know me, I just look for pictures. Crank. Ignition. Ground. Connect 2 cylinder heads. So this, I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess, would be driver's side. Right? Even though the harness, stock harness came up past driver's side. This would be passenger side, right? No, because it should run up this side. So it should be this one, right? Yeah, it's got to be that one, right? It's got to be. The crank would run down the other side, so let's go ahead and see if we even have the right plugs for the right sensors. So we got idle air control, snaps right in there. No, obviously I'll probably route it differently. Right now I'm just kind of laying it out. TPS. Yeah. So the fuel, or would that run to this? No, because that's evap, right? Yeah. Which one's this one? CTS. Why can't I think of that one? MIT. Yeah, that's definitely not it. And we'll come back to those ones. Guessing this would have been fuel pressure regulator, which would be right here, right? It's got to be, right? Yeah. Boom, boom. The ground will go to the back of the cylinder head. I'll twist this bad boy. Yeah, over there. Drop all our wrenches. Use all our bolts. Injection. So bear with me. Like I said, it's my first time. So cylinder head. So go down here. Let's hop over to the other side. See how it lays out. We still got all this too. I'm guessing this is main power. Ah, that's the other one, the injection. Injection. All right. Ignition. Where the other? There it is. Injection. So that'll go to that one. These just lay out. Of course, they're not the right fuel injectors, so we got 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? 1, 3. Boom, boom. 5, 7. Boom, boom. Something like that. Pretty sure those go to the computer. Those are dead-headed. So we got injectors. What we got here? We got all tangled up on myself now. Something like that. So we got cam, knock sensor, cam, probably oil pressure, yeah. So those are clearly going to be at the back half here. Vacuum line. So we got knock, oil. That looks to be different. Huh. Cam, knock sensor. So that's good. Huh. I think my vacuum line off. Of course, I'll probably smack my elbow. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Holy snikes. Yeah! Get off of there. Oh. Vacuum line's out of the way. This harness out of the way. What is that? Alright, there's my cam. Got the cam still hooked up. Alright, so knock sensors. Cam sensors might go way over here. Huh. Here's my map. Ignition. Map. There's my map. Alright. There's another ground because on the OLSs you got a ground on each side on the cylinder head, so there's the map. There's the cam. It's weird, the oil pressures. Is it different or am I seeing it different? No, it's different. Huh. Yes. It's the little guy. Huh. Well, I'll have to get an adapter for that. So, injectors are different. Ground oil pressure switch for some reason is different. Huh. Yeah. There's the oil pressure for that, and Huh. I don't know if y'all know down in the comments. Maybe there's a difference between. I'm sure they sell an adapter, right? They gotta have an adapter or something. Honestly, I think the cam sensor plug should be a little longer too. But maybe that's just me. I mean, that's the majority of it. Bleh, majority of it. If I could talk, I'd tell you. You know, and the rest is just oddball little stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna get it running today anyway, so just wanted to mock that up. We got that laid out for now. Well, I even turned it down to 2 burners. And, woo! Got me sweating. Pop you out of here, see if I can bring it down and show you anything, cover you up. So yeah, I mean, obviously I gotta lay it out a lot better, but yeah, there she is. Injectors. I'm gonna have to look that one up. You guys probably know what it is. If you do, let me know down in the comments. CTS, and then I'm guessing mass airflow. Is this the air temp? It's gotta be idle air, TPS. Yeah, it's gotta be for air temp and mass air. It's just, that's different too, I think. That's buried over here in this mess somewhere. Yeah, so this would have been off the Firebird along with this one, which is different too. But maybe if I take that off, you know, that's the filter and everything that was on it before. Here's the other turbo. You know, it's a nice little unit, but yeah, it's nice to get a little progress on it. I'm gonna put you guys back up on the thing. I'm gonna run in the house and we're gonna bring out the other turbo and we're gonna mock it up and we're gonna see how that one goes. All right, and we're back. So here's the other turbo. We gotta do it. Ready? So, new turbo, smaller housing compared to the other one. Has they appear to be the hooker style manifolds. This is the other JDM intercooler that I had. I think it's 2-inch. This is the newest one. Should be roughly 3-inch. I mean, quite the difference, right? So obviously I'm going to run the bigger one. Here's the old turbo setup. Never did get to run it. Nothing wrong with it, but like I said, I was missing just mostly the cold side. Here's the other manifold. Don't mind the dirty floor. It's a small functioning shop. Comes with all the piping, the exhaust part. I might have to reduce that down because I didn't wind up buying the intake that he had. Kind of regretting it now because I had the right injectors on it. But front mount, hopefully she's gonna fit. Yeah, let's move this bad guy out the way. Hopefully I can make her fit down in here. I already adjusted for the radiators, so that might have to get changed too. You know, worst case we wind up taking this whole front end back off and just doing, you know, like a tubular setup so we can get the radiator working. Obviously we want the front mount intercooler down in here somewhere because this on the Camaros she don't really do anything, you know, so most of the air is going to be there. So I'm hoping it'll fit right in here. And then still have room for my radiator. I got a lot of the harness laid out. It's just kind of sitting in here for now. Obviously, I got a lot to do. Yeah, we're just playing mock-up. Switching parts around, making it look like we're doing something. You know, still progress, right? So I'm going to go ahead and we'll probably get the turbo on tonight. At least mounted. Maybe mount the other manifold. And then it's got the crossover pipe. It's kind of covered with the intercooler, but yeah, I'm going to throw you back in the holder and we'll get this mounted up and we'll go from there. Alright, let's get to it. Let's get this turbo put out here. You know, because if the shop wasn't crowded enough, we just bring some more stuff in here. But, you know, that's what we do. Oh, man, she is heavy. But, came with the longer line. I don't know if you see that, it's black, but reaches from over here all the way over here. Came with the bracket for over there. Break my new window, that's smart. Did come with only one of these metal gaskets. Probably should run that on a turbo. I don't know, I've never had one, let me know. It's got the gasket from the other turbo kit on there, but that's like a, looks to me more like a normal gasket, but holy baby Jesus. Whew. Oh yeah, is she even gonna fit? No. What are we hitting? What are we hitting? What are we doing? Oh, so heavy. We're hitting there. No way. I'm doing this backwards. What am I doing wrong? I got this upside down. No. This exhaust section's there. This comes on back. Am I putting this on upside down, people? No. There's the feet up top. Man. She's hitting everything. Well, we're hitting the control arm. Alrighty. Well, I put a halt to it real quick. Appears to be the manifold itself is hitting the Camaro's control arm, which is kind of weird. But I don't know. Let's rip this turbo off, make it lighter. See if we can get the manifold on there, and we'll be right back with you. Alright, and we're back. So, unfortunately, you know, because hot rodding, we are stuck for now. So we are hitting here, all around here. She's got to go down quite a ways still. We're hitting the bar, we're hitting there, and as you see, it's got to go that much farther down. So it's not the end of the world. I mean, theoretically, if I had the right stuff, we could cut and notch that. Unfortunately, I don't. So I guess that's going to wind up being it for this episode. I'm going to have to order different manifolds. Now, these did come off a, I think it was a 96, 97, 98 Ford Mustang. It was a 5.3 6-speed turbo setup on that. I figured, well, you know, let's give it a shot. So if you were wondering, there's a little difference, at least for the second gen Camaro. The back almost lines up, but the front is just not going to clear. Obviously I can't go changing the geometry, whatever you want to call it, big words, of this unless I got like a tubular, but then it's still hitting the bar here, and we're still quite a ways. I mean, we gotta go forward and down. It winds up hitting here, it winds up hitting here. I mean, if we could, you know, notch that out and then re-weld it, I could probably get away with using these. But it looks like I'm gonna have to just order a set of Hooker LS turbo style manifolds for this setup, or, you know, because this turbo is a little smaller, maybe put it on the header setup that I had for the other. I don't know, but my battery is dying, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it that for a night, I guess. But we do got a lot more parts and a lot less room in the shop, you know, so still progress. Trip over my little stool. I do got the Terminator X system kind of on there. You know, we're still rocking the Firebird harness and everything. She's still gutted. Still got the 6-speed in it. Still got the dash out of the Firebird. You know, I'm gonna wind up pulling all that back out, pulling the steering column back out. I put all that in there just for ease. You know what I mean? So I took the whole harness, the fuel tank out of the Firebird. I could put that up under here and all the harness. So I had my gauges, and all the gauges and everything I had to hook up to the steering column. So I modified that to fit. So I'll wind up taking all that back out. That was fairly easy. You know, still the stock shaft. I did wind up grinding this part down and then putting a bolt in it so it would fit in here. But yeah, and then this is the conversion plate. Supposed to give her the angle of the dangle for the clutch setup. So I still gotta finish that. You know how it goes. The list goes on and on. It's been waiting so long. The list is kind of run away. You know, last time she was on the road, 2019. She was on the road though. But yeah, that being said, we're gonna go ahead and I'll just end it there. Still feels good to get a little bit of work done to her. You know, she's been just sitting here getting all dirty and new paint 3-4 years ago now, but back half looks nice still. You know, and then we got other motors just taking up space in here. We got Fat Boy Jr., like I explained earlier. Old Smoky. That was the motor that was originally in here. And, you know, I know you should have just kept it in there and ran it, but yeah. If you guys got any, girls got any pointers for me, just leave them down in the comments. I appreciate it. You know, hey, keep following along. I'm going to keep plucking away. I'm going to order, because I want to try to run the manifold setup versus the headers. They're a lot heavier, but they should last a little bit longer, I would think. But yeah, that crossover pipe goes down behind too, so that makes it nice. Brings it down and around, connects over there, spits her out over there, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I gotta throw the phone on the charger, and y'all have a great night. I appreciate it. Keep following along. We're gonna keep plucking away.